Welcome to Season 6, Episode 5 of the Crochet Luna Vlogcast. My name is Claudia and I'm coming to you from the San Diego area in Southern California. I'm waving to everybody. I've missed you so much. Lots to talk about. It's been a while, I know. But yeah, I'm here. And so grab your crochet, your knitting, whatever you're working on, and a drink, and let's have a little chat. We are now at the end of March. I am recording this in the very last week of March. And I'm in San Diego. For those of you who don't know that, I'm in San Diego, where I was getting ready to build an ark because it rained and rained and rained so much. It was unbelievable what the season was. And we're going to get some more rain this week, but hopefully we are coming to the end of the rainy season. I hope. Then the good part of all the rain has been that I've been able to wear lots of crochet, and I've been able to enjoy all my scarves and my hats and my gloves. So they were put to good use this season. But now I'm like ready. I'm ready to start crocheting on some other stuff. So let's see. I've titled this episode Job Security, and you'll see why in a little bit. But before I get started on talking about this episode's topic, I just wanted to give you a quick health update. I usually like to do that. Oh, I haven't welcomed anyone. Okay. So, my name is Claudia. As I said in the introduction, I am coming from San Diego, from Southern California, and I am a crochet-centric blogcast. That means I mainly talk about crochet. Sometimes knitting if I'm knitting on something, sometimes sewing, but mostly you're here because you like to crochet, I hope, and you like to talk about crochet. So that's a little bit of what I do here in this YouTube channel is talk about yarny stuff, mainly crochet. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you are returning, thank you so much for always supporting the channel. It's been actually this month will be my 6th year on YouTube, and I have really enjoyed my time here. I've made some incredible friends, and I have really grown as a crocheter, grown as an artist, and it's all due to the relationships that I have developed through this medium, this channel, social media. So I am very happy to be here, and I hope that you guys enjoy the little tidbits that I have to talk about today. I don't have much crocheting in the way to show because I have actually not been doing a lot of crochet. It's been really a busy last couple of months since we chatted. I do have one finished object, one crochet object that was gifted to me, and some other tidbits I want to share with you. And I wanted to start with talking about the title of this episode, which is Job Security. And I don't know if you guys have been watching what's going on in the news with this Chat GTP business. But for those of you who don't know, it's the Chat GTP, which is essentially an AI and chatbot where people are starting to interact with it. You can go on there and create a free account and you can play around in it. But there's a group of crocheters trying to use ChatGTP to write crochet patterns. Did you guys know that? I guess there was like a TikTok person who posted a video that got many views regarding her experience using this chat box, this AI bot, to create a crochet pattern, which I think is fascinating. As someone who loves sci-fi, I love to read sci-fi books. I love science fiction movies. I love all that kind of stuff. It was really intriguing to me to read about people who are trying to get this new technology, which, you know, we can close our eyes and think, no, this is not going to happen, you know, or there's no way that this technology will replicate, you know, the artistic endeavors of humans. But it is actually doing a lot of that. It is creating, you know, imagery that is completely 100% generated by AI. I won't get into the details of that stuff because it's very easily researchable online. You just gotta use the Google and go in there and you can see what's going on with the chat box. But for us who are crocheters, who are in this industry, in this community, I think it's really interesting that a crochet designer would be using a artificial intelligence to write a crochet pattern. Because you might think, yes, this has solved all my problems, right? I'm just going to tell the chatbot to make me a pattern and then here it is, you know. But it is not as easy as that. It is not as easy. So there is the article that I read, and I will link it down below, is written by Carrie Paul. And she talks about a TikTok user and also a knitter crocheter. Her name is Alexandra Woolner, who went on ChatGTP and asked it to create a crochet pattern for a narwhal. So essentially an amigurumi pattern. And so the chat bot, you know, did its thing and spit out what looked like an actual crochet pattern. It looked like a crochet pattern. So at first glance, we're thinking, okay, we're off to the races, right? So then she started following the instructions and she did crochet the result. And I think that she also was going back and forth with the chat box and asking it certain questions or doing certain sort of manipulations to that pattern. And so I wanted to share with you. So if you haven't seen it, this might be old news and you've seen it, but the pattern for the narwhal that she crocheted looks like this. This is the chat generated crochet pattern for a narwhal. So as you can see, it doesn't really look like a narwhal. You know what? I'm even looking at the wrong side of the camera because I'm so out of practice, so bear with me. It doesn't even look like a narwhal, does it? Look at that. That's what the artificial intelligence generated, and she went ahead and crocheted it. And, you know, it's going to learn. It's going to get better. One of the people that I guess is part of the company that wrote this article, which is from The Guardian, I believe, is the publication. She is a crocheter that has been crocheting for about 23 years. And her name is Diana Ramirez Simmons. So she works for The Guardian and she tried out the pattern and it looks something like this. Again, I will link below so that you can go read this article. It's a short article, has a ton of actual references attached to the article. So if you wanted to dive in more into what ChatGTP is, you could definitely access some references that are pretty interesting to read. I'll read you one of the things that I thought was interesting, and it's that she says, you know, this is the person who's been crocheting for 23 years who tried out the pattern from The Guardian, from the people that wrote the article, and she says that the pattern did resemble a real human created crochet pattern, but it seemed ChatGTP struggled with ratios and numbers. And so when you think about what this chatbot is. It's actually a language model. It's learning how to communicate. And so it's not very good with math from what I have been reading. So it struggles with math. And crochet patterns are very math dependent. So it's still like they're like I say job security, because if you're a crochet designer or someone who thinks they're going to start generating AI patterns and make lots and lots of crochet patterns using the GTP, we're not there yet, and it's going to take a while to get there. So yeah, if you're a crochet designer, you have nothing to fear. You can keep making the beautiful patterns that you make without any fear that the AI is coming for our for our craft. But you never know where we'll be, 20, 30 years. It could become an invaluable tool. Well, I wanted to share that with you guys because I'm often reading all kinds of stuff, and when I saw this pop up, I thought, well, I gotta share it. I gotta share it with my viewers to see what they think about this. Comment below and tell me what you think about artificial intelligence generating our crochet patterns, or how you think an artificial intelligence would benefit us as designers and as creatives, because it's not going away. So anyway, there you go. So let's move on to actual crochet. Before we get started on the crochet chat though, I want to share with you my Starbucks El Salvador mug. This is the mug that my mother brought me back from her last trip to El Salvador. She got it, I think she got it at the airport because she couldn't find it at the actual Starbucks. But I really love this mug. It has a bunch of things that represent El Salvador, like, our famous dish, pupusas, and it's got our, national bird. I'm sure it's got volcanoes somewhere because we are the land of volcanoes. We've got over 19 volcanoes. Some of them still active, actually. And then, let's see, what else can I show you? Oh, we love our, here's some volcanoes right there. And then we got the surfboard because it's become a super hot spot for surfing. We have something called Surf City where, they're holding surfing competitions. So it's drawing an international crowd to the country. Right now, El Salvador is booming. So yeah, so she brought me this really cool Starbucks El Salvador mug that I'm using today on the Vlogcast. Okay, so let's talk crochet. There's not a lot of it. There's not a lot of it. I just, it's been a really busy 2 months, and I feel like the schedule that I have now, being employed full-time, working this like regular, 9 to 5, but it's actually 7:30 to 4 kind of job, really has been wonderful in the sense that I love where I work and I love the people I work with, but I just don't have the time that I used to have to crochet. And oftentimes I come home and I'm done. Like, I am so done. But I did crochet. I have a finished object I'm going to share with you. And that process was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed the whole making of it. I wanted to have something crocheted for Valentine's Day. And so I wanted, and it was cold, so I definitely wanted something that I could wear. And I definitely wanted something that had hearts in it. So I went looking through, YouTube and Ravelry, and I found a pattern for a granny square. Now, Jada and Stitches, if you know Jada and Stitches, you know that she is a prolific crochet designer on YouTube. She has tons of tutorials. And so this was a free tutorial on YouTube, and I'll link it below, of course. But she also had the pattern on Etsy that I purchased because I really wanted to support her channel in this way, support her as a designer because she does such a fantastic job. So she designed this hard at the center granny square. So the pattern is just for the granny, the square. And I took that, and I didn't want to have like typical Valentine's Day colors, you know, like the pinks and the reds. I did want some red for the heart, but I wanted something that I could wear to the office and be comfortable in. Not that you can't be comfortable in pinks and reds, but it's just I wanted something a little bit different. And I went ahead and just designed. There's no pattern, and I will not be writing a pattern for this, but I made this scarf with the granny square. Based on her granny square, I changed just one thing, which is I put a single crochet border around here. If you can see this golden border and then this other red. So it's 3 granny squares and then just granny stitch, right? And then I made 2, and then I went ahead and seamed them in the middle. So there's the other side. It's really kind of hard to show it, but it's just a simple scarf, and I can't tell you how much I love it. It's pretty long. It wraps around a couple times, and let's see if I can, you know, and then what I did is I just made sure that whichever way I had it, you know, I had my granny squares with the heart showing. So I love the way this came out. I really, really enjoyed the way this came out. So this is my one and only finish object. Super simple. I think it took me like maybe 2.5 days to do this, which means like I came home from work and I worked on it for like 2.5 days. I don't know. It was super quick. I was done before I knew it. And I've actually got to wear it more than once. I mean, I've been wearing it off and on because I feel like the colors, yeah, they're hearts, but they're not, it doesn't scream Valentine's Day. So I was very happy with that. So that is my finish, heart scarf. Then I was with my friend Zelda, who is a Zelda NRJ3 AZ, and we got to spend a weekend hanging out at my parents' house. They were traveling, and so I did a little house sitting, and Zelda and I hung out, and we had a really good time. And we were watching podcasts, and we were watching Rose Likes Crochet. And she was talking about some scrubbies for her Swifter, you know, the little broom thing. And I thought, wow, that's really cool. I want to be able to purchase one, you know, for my Swifter. And Rose was kind enough to gift me one. And so let me show you what she sent me. So Rose gifted me this Swifter cover, this little mop cover. And as you can see, it's got the place where you can put the mop head. And it's made out of cotton. It's got a pretty stitch. It's that nice thick cotton too. And I wanted to show it to you before I used it so that you can see what it looks like. So I want to thank Rose for being kind enough to gift me this. I will link to Rose's channel. She does a lot of yarn reviews. She does a lot of podcasts. So go and follow her. She's a great crocheter, prolific crocheter. But yes, so this is my second crochet FO, not mine. I did not make this, but I love it. So that's it for my 2 finished crocheted objects. Okay, so coming up in April, I am going to join a knit along, but I'm going to crochet for it. I have been following Mckenzie, who is M to the third. I will link all of her information below. Mckenzie is a yarn dyer. She dyes with natural dyes. She does natural yarn dyeing, which she does beautiful, beautiful work. And she is actually one of the yarn dyers for Fiber and Faux. So I'm really excited about that. And she's also a prolific podcaster and has started streaming on her YouTube channel, which I love. I used to stream on Twitch. I was on Twitch for a little bit. Really enjoyed streaming and the interaction that you get when you stream live. Have been thinking about doing some of that on YouTube. The only thing that stops me from doing it really is that a lot of times it's helpful when you have a moderator to help you out when things get a little dicey on YouTube with people coming in and not being so nice. And so that's really the only thing that I think about. Like, you know, I don't know how that will work out. I know that in Twitch, they have a lot of support with that. Well, they have more support than I think that they have on YouTube. But needless to say, I have been thinking about streaming because I feel like the production of podcasts, it takes me so long to make an episode and I don't want to stop doing it because I actually really like podcasting and editing. But I thought maybe if I can mix in some podcasts with some live streaming, where we don't necessarily have a plan, we just crochet and like chat about things. As Mckenzie does, she does a live stream on Tuesdays. I'll link that below. I've been joining that live stream for the past, I think, 3 Tuesdays, and it's been a lot of fun. And actually, she's crocheting right now. She goes back between crocheting and knitting, and she's crocheting on a blanket. So I have been really enjoying that. But she is doing something called the D20, let's see, it's called the D20 Random Knit. And I bought the kit for it, which I thought was really fun, which basically, she did this with some socks a while ago, where she caked up like 20 balls of yarn of different colors, and then she rolled a 20-sided die, and then that's how she picked the color she was going to work with. And then the next roll told her how many rows she was going to use that color for. But you don't have to do 20 yarns. You can do minimum 3. I'm actually going to use 5 skeins of yarn, and I bought her kit, which is on sale on her website for this particular project. As I said, it's called the D20 Random Knit Kit. This is a QR code that I'm going to hold here, that I hope that you can use. If you can't, don't worry, I will link her shop below. And what comes in the kit is, she's also an illustrator, so she designs stickers. And so she designed this sticker sheet here. And it's got numbers that you can use to attach to these popsicle sticks. And then you stick these in your yarn cake. So then you have your yarn cakes numbered so that when you roll your die, you know exactly what yarn color you're going to use. Here's my die right there. So as you can see, this is a 20-sided die. Anyway, I thought it was a really creative idea. I thought it was a really good way to kind of push out of your comfort zone, cake up, 20 minis or whatever, or 5 minis, whatever you want to do. If you're going to do socks, I'm actually going to do a shawl, which you can do a cowl, a shawl, a sweater, whatever you want to do. It's just sort of like to help you randomize your color choices. Pick a palette, and then the choice of what colors to use is not really going to be up to you. It's going to be up to the roll of the die. So I thought that was a really creative idea, and I went ahead and I purchased the kit. Like I said, it comes with 20 of these popsicle sticks, plastic popsicle sticks. and then you put the number on here, and then you stick that in your cake. If you look at her social media on Instagram, she already has some videos out there about what this is. And she will be putting more videos on her Instagram as the launch date gets closer. It's going to be April 1st, which I think there's going to be a cast on Zoom meeting for that cast on or start of the project. And I'm excited. I'm excited to do that because I've been working on this particular pattern for Fiber and Faux, and I think I need to throw something else in there, just for the fun of it, because, you know, sometimes you get a little tunnel vision just working on one project. But the pattern that I'm using, it's a pattern that I've always wanted to crochet. And the other reason I'm really excited about this crochet along, knit along, is that the only thing I have spent money on is on that sticker kit. And everything else is yarn from stash and a pattern from my already existing pattern library. And this pattern was just recently updated. It's called the Mythical Zebracorn by Amy Hansen, who is Yarn Gary on Instagram. But this is the pattern right here. Look how beautiful that is. I saw this actual one at the first Stitches West that I ever went to in 2019. And I actually met the designer. She's a lovely lady. So this is a paid pattern. She has just recently updated it. And I'm excited. I'm really, really excited to work on this pattern. And then I want to show you, I'm so excited about showing you my yarns. It was so much fun. It was so much fun trying to figure out a palette that worked from my stash. And I started with a whole kind of like yellow thing, and then I went into a pink thing, and actually I ended up with a blue thing. So this is all yarn. Some of it I don't even have the ball bands for, but oh, did I say I was going to do 5 skeins? I'm actually doing 4 skeins. So this is my palette right here. And for example, this one here is Sweet Tea Yarns. And this was a Christmas yarn that came with this really cute stitch marker. So it's Sweet Tea Yarns, and then I have a Chelsea Luxe, which I think pairs really well with it. And then I have this little skein of Spin Cycle yarn. And then from, can I hold it up? If I can hold all these in one hand. And then from my stash, I found this one. So I thought these 4 would go well together. You tell me, what do you think? I think this is really pretty. So that's my palette for my Zebracorn pattern that I'm going to start. I'm going to begin on April 1st. And this goes until, I believe, July. So there's plenty of time to finish it. The official start date is going to be what did I say? April 1st? Yeah, April 1st. And it's going to start with a cast on party, and it's going to end in July. I will put the hashtag here so that you can take a look at some of the posts. But just the process of choosing yarn is so much fun. I love it. And like I said, I had a really good time trying to choose my palette. And I was actually very surprised because I started yellow, I went to pink, but I was actually really surprised that I ended up with such a blue leaning palette. Because I don't actually have a lot of blue crocheted in my stash, from my stash. Look at that. Is that pretty? I love it. So that's what I'm going to start. And I have all the other whips that I have shown you before that I have had no crochet love, because I haven't really worked on them. But that's okay. I mean, I'm good. I'm not too stressed about it because I kind of know where I'm at with those projects. There is one pair of socks that I'm going to have to frog because my gauge has changed yet again from when I was working on them. And that always happens with socks with me. You know, if my gauge changes while I'm working on a scarf or something like that, I'm not too worried about it. But for something as critical as the gauge of a pair of socks, yeah, I usually end up frogging those and either starting it up again or never working on them ever again. I don't know if you have been with me for a while, you know that there is the whole saga of a pair of socks that I started. Ooh, I think it took me like 2 years to finish them because I made one sock that was like the most perfect fitting sock I have ever crocheted in my life. And then I went to crochet the second sock and I changed hooks and I changed, you know, sizes, and I could never get that second sock to finish. So I finished it, and it was as close as I was going to get. Have I worn those socks? I think I've worn them once. So yeah. When it comes to socks, I think that gauge is critical. And so right now, my Halloween socks are probably the ones that I'll be frogging. But I really want to make them. So I'll probably maybe frog them and start them again because it's still like the perfect Halloween sock yarn. Okay, so let's talk about Moret. Yay! It's out. All pre-orders have been shipped. Hopefully they're in everyone's hands. I have one copy left in the Etsy shop of Moret. If you want it, grab it. There's no better way to support this amazing publication than by purchasing all the copies out there, because I'm just afraid that one day I'm going to get the email from Allison saying there's going to be no more Moret because people aren't buying it. So please, please support Moret and get your copy for whatever stockist you can. I have my copy of Moret, of course, and first of all, I love this top. And I couldn't be more thrilled with some of the patterns in here. There's something for everyone. I will link to Keep Calm and Carry Yarns episode. It's episode 116. And that's where Allison, the publisher of Moret, goes through all the patterns, shows them to you, talks about the yarn. I think it's fantastic. I love it. And then, you know, the amazing Faye Dashra Hughes has an article in here that is amazing. And let's see. I just want to share my favorite patterns right off the bat. I love this one here. This is by Rosina Northcott. And I love how colorful it is. Oops, let's see. I love how colorful it is. I love the fit of it. I love the look of it. Definitely one of my favorites. This is called Millis. And then this next one is called Kiri, and I think it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous crochet garment, which is this one. You guys have seen it around. If you're following Moret, which I don't know if you are not following Moret, why you are not following Moret on Instagram, because she does a really good job of showcasing all the patterns from the publications. So this one here is a top that's got this, you know, it's got like bubbles and color work, and just a solid body, which I love. So that one here is, I mean, look at the detail on that. It's stunning. It's absolutely stunning. And then the other one that I really, really like is another top called Lakirtsi. I'm probably butchering that. I know I probably am. Which is this other top right here. I love the striping of this top. I love the way it looks. I love the sleeve. Again, you know, I follow a lot of knitting podcasts, and I love to see knitters. I love to see when knitters pick up a crochet hook. But my only observation is that And I get it, because I think this is what a lot of people think crochet is. A lot of people gravitate towards that granny stitch blanket, that granny stitch shawl, that scrappy shawl that, you know, has that granny stitch or utilizes that granny stitch. And I think it's great. I think that that's, if you want to begin there, I think that's great. But I don't sometimes, how do I say this? I would like to see knitters who are trying to crochet or like to crochet attempt something outside of that. And I know it's intimidating, because as a novice knitter, you know, I've knitted a scarf and I've knitted a garment, and I've knitted a hat. You know, I get it. That's probably not the main thing that they do, but I wish they would look at the broader offering that is crochet. I think that there's so much more. Like, when I look at knitting, I look at a lot of knitting. Like, I look at these beautiful lace shawls that I know that I will probably never knit. You know, I'll look at a Stephen West, you know, shawl, and I think that's amazing. I look at color work. I look at cables. I look at everything that craft offers, and I enjoy looking at all of it. Although I may not do it, I mean, I love it. But, and you know what? I'm not necessarily going to be intimidated and say, I'll never do color work, or I'll never do cables. But, I just wish that when I saw knitters talking about crochet or experimenting with crochet, they could, look a little bit, have a little broader, experience with the offerings that are out there with crochet patterns. And it's just my opinion. It's not a criticism of anyone. We all craft the way we want to craft. I'm just saying, as someone who watches a lot of knitting podcasts, inevitably, you know, I'll see someone who's knitting and try and crochet. It's a granny stitch shawl or a granny stitch blanket. And I just want to say, there is so much more to crochet. There's so many beautiful other things that you can crochet, not just with acrylic, not just, you know, with a bulky yarn. You can use all your beautiful skeins to crochet with. And yes, I know, I've seen the beautiful shawls with, you know, the leftover wool, but crochet is more than like scrappy blankets and scrappy shawls. It's just, I mean, all you have to do is look at a publication like Moret and see that crochet has come a long way, and it has a lot to offer. I mean, that's so much fun. Look at that. It's so much fun. So I love you knitters. Don't come at me. Don't anybody come at me, because I support all the crafts. I just, as a lover of the crochet, I would like to see it represented more than just the one stitch or the one pattern that I keep seeing it. And you know, I love me a granny. I love me a granny. I'm not knocking the granny. But again, we are more than grannies, right? So look at, I mean, my scarf is a granny stitch scarf, right? So, you know, I'm not down on the granny. Yeah. So, I mean, it's a conversation. It's just an observation. I don't mean to offend anybody. I don't need to make my knitter friends feel anything except just say, you know, it's more than that. The craft is more than that. All right. Getting off of my soapbox for go buy Moret. Go buy Moret. Support the magazine. Support the publisher. Support the designers in here. Support the yarn dyers in here. Support everything about this amazing, amazing project. I mean, it's just, Moret just keeps getting better and better. With every issue, it keeps getting better and better. And so I just never want to see this go away. It really, that's it. I just never want to see it go away. All right. So I don't want to make this a super long episode. And I just want to talk about Dodgy Bag MAL. So tentative dates for Dodgy Bag MAL are May 1st through June 4th. If you've done a Dodgy Bag MAL, if you've participated in Dodgy Bag MAL, you know that this is a knit along that alley of Little Drops of Wonderful, and I have been running for years now, and I always look forward to it. You guys always blow us away with your crafts. I mean, we've had people make a dozen bags, you know, in a month. Just prolific sewers. First time people making their first project bag. And I think it is, look at, this is the time that if you ever wanted to make a project bag, if you ever wanted to sew it, sew anything, this is the time to do it. Sew your own project bag. Don't worry about getting something perfect. That's why we call it the Dodgy Bag MAL. Allie has tutorials on how to make bags on her channel that when we talk about it more in the next episode, or the next time I upload a video, you'll see I'll link her stuff below, because she has such great tutorials to help you make a dodgy bag. I did purchase a pattern that I want to share with you guys, and I'm really excited about that. So that when we next talk about Dodgy Bag MAL, I'll make sure that I show you the pattern and the fabric that I will be using, so that this year I can at last share with you guys my own dodgy bag. Before I sign off, I just wanted to give you a quick update on my Etsy shop. It is open. It is stocked. I have been making some scissor fobs, which I'm really excited about. I started making these last fall, and I really enjoy working with beads and stuff like that to make these little scissor fobs, and I'll share some that are currently in the shop right now. I always try and include knitters when I make things for the Etsy shop, and so I made a couple of acrylic charms, and this was a crochet one, but I made so that you can see it. This is a little chicken, and it's got a little acrylic charm that says, "I belong to a crocheter." And then I made one for knitters as well, and it says, "I belong to a knitter." Let me show you that one. There you go. I also have some really cute heart ones. Let me take it out because you can't really even see it. There are some heart ones in the shop still. I didn't want to do anything too, like I said, Valentine's Day, because I feel like you can use these now. They're really cute. Here's one that has a different charm on it that says, "Sometimes you gotta cut a stitch." So I made that. And actually, these heart ones are one of a kind, because no two heart fobs are the same. If you don't know what a scissor fob is, you just clip it to your scissors. And it's decorative, but also if you happen to go to knit night, or you happen to be somewhere and, you know, you put your scissors down, everybody will know that they belong to you. So yeah, here's one that's got a little starfish on it, and again, that same charm. And I'm working on some for Easter that have little bunnies on them. Those will be up in the shop probably, I want to say by mid next week, you'll see them. This is a little seahorse one. There's a little seahorse charm right there. My camera doesn't want to focus, but it's really pretty. Yeah, you can see it. Maybe if I do that, you'll see it better. There you go. I make these all myself. I have a really good time making them. I really enjoy working on making these. And I have some pins available as well These are acrylic pins. Here's one for sock project that you can put on your bag. And there is a sweater project one. That one's all on the clear acrylic. And then there's one that says hat project, which is really cute. And then I actually ventured out and did a keychain on the acrylic as well, which says Crochet Joy. I thought that was really pretty. You can get a better sense of what they look like in a picture. On the Etsy shop, on the listing, you'll see the picture with the, with the details of the dimensions of it. And I like that Crochet Joy image so much, I went ahead and made a pin. So you can pick that up in my Etsy shop, and I appreciate all your support. It's not easy sometimes having an Etsy shop that you don't, I don't do that full time. It is not the way I earn a living because it's difficult to have a crafting business, but I will always have that Etsy shop, and I will always be trying to put out projects that support crochet, the crochet community, the fiber community. I will always try and have something out there that you can use to represent your crochet joy. Acquisitions. I have 2 stickers. This is the only thing I bought. Can you believe it? This is the only thing that I have purchased aside from Mckenzie's kit. That tells you how busy things have been around here. But this is from Cerulean Orchid, Jean Ann, who has Cerulean Orchid. Amazing designer. You have heard me talk about her before. Love, love, love Jean Ann. But she has these adorable stickers. This is the Pride Sheep that I'm about to put in on my cup. And then this is a little dragon holding a yarn, and I am all about the dragon love right now. All about it. So with that little Etsy update, I will say goodbye, and I hope that if you're going into a spring break situation like I am, after Wednesday, I am off for like 11 days, and I'm so looking forward to it. If you are going into a spring break, enjoy it, crochet a lot. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for any comments, and any support you send my way. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate those of you who come back again and again when you see one of my videos pop up and always leave such a lovely comment. I'm sending you a huge, huge hug. Take care. Crochet on. Be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. But I don't need to tell my people that, because you guys are all kind and wonderful people. So, I will see you next time. Goodbye.